Okay, we are not just talking about the Vancouver Canucks in today's show, baby. Today we are diving into Pacific Division rivals in Edmonton and how things have really not looked good for a certain top defenseman in the National Hockey League. Yesterday, we saw ourselves the Edmonton Oilers play off against the New York Islanders, and the Isles ended up winning 4-2. Pretty standard win, I'd say. Like, we see a lot of games that are 4-2 in the National Hockey League, right? It's not that special. But take a look at the headlines here. Not only did Bo Horvat score himself a hat trick, so good on former Vancouver Canucks captain Bo for potting all the goals that he did, but look at the top stories. Sportsnet.ca. Oilers' Evan Bouchard has a nightmare night in a loss to the Islanders. The Edmonton Journal. Bouchard bombs as the Oilers suffer a well-earned loss to the Islanders. Bouchard. Evan Bouchard, everybody, has started to take front and center stage as one of the bigger scapegoats in the NHL. And when you take a look at the game itself, oh boy, by now you've probably seen the turnover, which resulted in the Islanders' 1-0 goal, where Evan Bouchard has the puck in the neutral zone, and he ends up just totally casually trying to get by Matthew Barzal. It doesn't work. Barzal quickly checks the puck forward and ends up coming in on the Oiler goal, setting himself up for a nice 1-0 opener. But even the commentator's language on the ESPN broadcast on the play, he's like, Bouchard turned it over again! Like, he says it so exaggeratedly and over the top. It's like, oh man, that's how Bouchard set himself up in that game, isn't it? Turnovers, a nightmare night. This is what TSN's Ryan Rishaug went out there and said after. It's a tough night for Evan Bouchard. Turnovers, lack of awareness, just really bad mistakes. This is the way it goes with him. Brilliant playoff performer who has a tendency to have these types of nights during the regular season. His bad nights are awful. His best nights are fantastic. They knew this when they signed him, but they need to keep pushing him to cut this stuff out of his game. And there are a number of replies that are very opinionated, but this is what Scotty Upshall went out there and said. You know, former NHLer Scotty Upshall. It's unacceptable. This isn't the Bouchard show. Makar, Hughes, and Doughty don't do this. I think of Erik Karlsson sometimes when I see this, but he actually played like a forward, so you just let him go. These mistakes are bad habits that cost games. It makes you think his give-a-crap meter is on empty. Now, when it comes to Evan Bouchard as well, you can talk all you want about the turnovers, the on-ice play. You can say that some of his lowlights are looking really bad. Yeah, that's 100% true. But if he's scoring points, then at the very least there's some value there, right? Well, I say this as a proud owner of Evan Bouchard in, 7 out of my 8 fantasy leagues this year? He's got 0 points in 4 games. Like, bruh. This is what Evan Bouchard signed for? He's got a $10 million AAV contract, and he's going out there with 0 points? He's getting 25 minutes a night. He's not scoring. He's not looking all too good either when his team's not in the offensive zone. This has been a terrible season for Evan Bouchard in the 4 games to open things up, and I get it. It's 4 games. Lego overreacting to 4-game sample sizes again. But this is absolutely not what we've expected out of Bouchard the past few years. Yes, the turnovers and the defensive lapses, that's admittedly kind of expected, but at the very least, if he's providing 4, 5, 6 points on the season, then it's like, all right, well, that's Evan Bouchard, Sasaga Bouchard. That's not what we're seeing here. Draisaitl and McDavid are point-per-game guys, but Evan Bouchard is at 0 points so far. And it's not even like he's not being played on the power play. He is. He's on there. And Edmonton's power play is clicking at 23%. So obviously they're scoring some power play points. Bouchard's just not getting involved on any of them, and instead is putting the team on his back and deciding to jump off a cliff with his terrible defensive lapses. $10.5 million for that, man. This is what Mark Spector went out there and said about Evan Bouchard's turnover and the Matthew Barzal play. That's the mistake that will have Bouchard in Turks and Caicos during the Olympic break. Essentially saying, yeah, that mistake might have honestly costed Bouchard a spot in the Olympic team. He also had Chris Knobloch go out there and talk about this afterwards. Evan is one of the best defensemen in the NHL, but tonight was not his night. We cannot accept that. Mistakes happen, but you have to address what types of mistakes are happening. Evan's a fantastic player, one of the best in the league, certainly one of the best defensemen in the NHL. Tonight was not his night, but I've always seen him respond and play much better after games like this. Matthias Ekholm said, I'm sure that Bouchard knows he could have made some other decisions tonight. I know people can be hard on him for the mistakes, but you've also got to look at the upside of what he brings. I'd be careful criticizing him because that's who he is, and obviously he knows that he would want that game back. There's going to be mistakes, but Evan's superpower is he forgets quick, and he just goes out there and plays his game. I'm pretty sure we'll see a different Bouchard on Saturday. And so, obviously, his team, coach, potential D partner, they're going to have his back, right? That's not surprising. But after 4 games and 0 points, I, for one, am a very disappointed fantasy hockey owner who's losing in a bunch of matchups now because my team isn't just putting it together. And Evan Bouchard's a part of that conversation, so obviously I'm coming from a place of anger and despair myself, so I'm gonna go out there and make a video like this. But still, I think it goes to show that things have not been looking good for a lot of these young players starting out this year. I say young. Bouchard's in that 25-26 age range, so maybe not necessarily young, but still pretty good comparison, I'd say. You don't see guys like McCarr or Hughes making terrible, terrible mistakes like that. I get it, it's one gaffe, it's one play that we're just micro-analyzing, but he had a bad night in general. Multiple turnovers and a bunch of just dying plays on his stick. So for Edmonton Oilers fans' sake, let's hope that Evan Bouchard inevitably comes back up to form, and if he's able to score 82 points this season like he did a few years ago, that'd be the best case scenario for me too. I'd be okay with that, but he's got to get the puck into the proper areas of the ice first. Stop turning it over to Matthew Barzal. So with all this in mind, I know, petty commentary, I get it, but I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below either way. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button. If you did not, the dislike button's there for you as well. Comments help out with the algorithm, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section below how Evan Bouchard has performed so far this year. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.